Hello and very good evening to all of you. Welcome once again to the NEET Bytes session presented to you by Meritnation. Hi Rebecca, how are you doing? Hi Shagun. Hello Aditya. Hi Gurpreet, how are you doing? So I guess all of you are in good health, good frame of mind, and ready once again to kill some more questions, right? Good evening, Sheroz. How are you? Hi Rachita. Okay, so this is me once again, Ghasia. You've met me already in previous more sessions, so I just hope I am familiar to you. Okay, because I can see many more familiar people out there, right? And today we'll be talking about nutrition, mineral nutrition. Okay, and I'm sure many of you have already been through this particular topic, right? So the question is that about whose nutrition are we talking here? Who is the person or who are the people we are referring to? Mineral nutrition obtained by whom? Can you tell me that? Anyone? Can you just give me a hint about what kind of people am I talking about? What type of people we have to see in here? I'm good, Vamika. How are you doing? Plants. Exactly. That's right. That's right. Okay. So we have to find out, we have to actually look into what are the different minerals that plants are obtaining? Who are they? In how much quantity are they required? Right? And what happens if they are not available? And what happens if they are available quite a lot? Right? So, in either quantity, they're bad. Okay. So, one more question before I start. Do you think mineral nutrition has something to do with the photosynthesis? Right? I mean, do we talk about photosynthesis here? In photosynthesis, also plants are obtaining food. Don't you think so? Do you think mineral nutrition and photosynthesis are the same thing? Are they same thing? Do you think so? Both of them are like nutrition, right? Is that the same thing? Think and answer. Minerals are used in photosynthesis, that's right. But photosynthesis is a little bit different. Yeah, it's different from what we are going to discuss today. You understand that? In photosynthesis, plants are making organic source. They're fixing the inorganic minerals and making some food. That's different process from the mineral nutrition that you talk about. Okay, so do not get confused in both these situations. So I should better rub it off, right? That was just a confusing question, just to check how much you love photosynthesis, right? As much you do the mineral nutrition. Okay, so what do we know about mineral nutrition? How do we study this chapter? Basically, what happens? We divide different nutrients according to the amount which is needed by the plants. Okay, right? So on the basis of amount required, I can write it down here. Just wait for a second. On the basis of amount needed by the plant, right? Okay, for example, this is just like if you are a pizza loving person. Okay, so the amount of pizza you can put into your stomach depends on the love you have for pizza. It doesn't depend on hunger, isn't it? It doesn't depend on hunger, right? So more or less, it doesn't depend. On the basis of that, we can say they are of two types, right? There are some macronutrients. Okay, I'm sure you are getting some memories coming back. And there are some micronutrients. Am I right, boys and girls? Am I telling you the right thing? Yes, of course. Very good. Okay, macronutrients are those which are required as more than 10 millimoles per kg of dry weight of the plants. This is the unit. Okay, micronutrients are those which are required less than 10 millimole per kg of dry weight. Okay, sometimes this is also asked. Okay, exactly, Sayam, that's right. Okay, and then you should know who are the people here. What are the people you are going to put in macro and micro? So what do you find here? In macro, you meet somebody called nitrogen. In macro, you meet somebody called calcium, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, Isn't that true? Right? Sulfur also, sodium as well. These are the people you have to meet in here. Okay. In micro, what do you meet? You meet somebody called chlorine, somebody called iron, boron, molybdenum, zinc, sorry, manganese. Okay, zinc, molybdenum comes here now. Okay, and nickel. These are the people you see in the micro quantities. Okay, and then yes, of course, we have some trace elements as well, right? Okay, so what you have to do is you have to learn their functions. You have to know about their roles for which they are needed. Why do we want them in plants? Okay, what happens when they are not available? You have to talk about their deficiency disorders, right? Okay, and what happens when they are present in large quantity? Okay, if they are too much, then also that's a problem. So all those things you have to learn, and your NCRT book is enough for this particular chapter. You do not get questions out of that particular chapter, trust me. Okay, so read your NCRT, open up that book and mug it up. Okay, let's get started with the questions now. Okay, let's move on with the questions. So we will be doing questions like we have done in the previous sessions. There will be a quiz pattern for 1 minute. I'll be projecting the question to you, and within 1 minute, you have to burp out the answer. Okay, and after that, we'll discuss the question. Right? Okay, moving on to the very first question. It's a big question. Let's try to read it up. Right? It says that the deficiencies of micronutrients that not only affect the growth of plants, but also the vital functions. So, plants will not be able to grow, they will not be able to do the metabolic activities, and that was going to hamper the photosynthetic and the mitochondrial electron flow. So, in here, there are four options. Okay. And in those four options, you are supposed to pick up those minerals that are going to affect both the photosynthetic and the mitochondrial electron transport. Your time has already begun. Okay, I'll tell you that, Sayam, after a moment. The time has begun, everyone. Start answering your question. Start answering. Put up the right answers, everyone. Come on, quickly. You do not have much time. It's about to get over. Okay. All right. So it's just over now. All right. So stop on. The correct answer is D. That's right. That's right. D is the right answer. Okay. See what happens. You have to think about what all things happen during photosynthesis and respiration and then connect. If you do so, you will find that copper and iron, of course, you need to have both in respiration as well as in the photosynthesis. The electron transport will not occur because both the places, whether you talk about photosynthesis or you talk about respiration, the electron is on a journey, right? Electron is on a journey, and these people are required for catching it and passing it on, catching it and passing it on. So it's there in both the processes, right? Understandable. And manganese also acting as a cofactor in both the process, right? So that's how you have to correlate. This question tells you that when you are studying about those minerals in there in that chapter, you have to do the correlation. Okay, you have to perform the correlate, whether there is one mineral helping out into two or many uh, processes. Write it down somewhere and do the correlative studies. Okay, hi Bidyut, welcome. So this was one easy question. Let's move on to the next one, guys. Is that okay? Shall we switch on to the next question? Right, I am moving on to the next question. Time starts. The question is very easy. It is asking you that what is the name you would use for a nutritionally wild type organism, okay, which does not require any additional growth supplement. Somebody who is capable of living on its own, that's having proper functional body, and you don't have to provide anything from the exterior source. What is the name of that particular organism? Holotype is written as one option. Auxotroph is also there. There's prototroph as well. And phenotype is also there. Think and answer. All right. So this is your question here. I can see many people putting up the answer, and time is about to get over. That's it. So I have received many answers, and there will be some people who would be a little bit off after getting the right answer. It's prototroph. Right. Yes. It's not holotype. This is something that you read during your taxonomic studies. This is something which is required at the very first end in order to start some classification, maintain the records of classification. Auxotroph is somebody who is a mutant, okay, and cannot fulfill all the nutrition. So you have to add on the nutrition from external source. And then prototroph is the wild type person. Okay, it is the wild type we are referring to who is capable enough to do all the activities. Phenotype is totally unrelated process over here. It's totally unrelated word. Basically, it's a physical appearance. Phenotype is something that you see, right? That you see me. So this is my face. This is my phenotype. My hair. These are my phenotype. So that's a different thing altogether. Okay, I know some of you are, what is this? But that's all right. That's all right. It's a learning session, and you are allowed to make mistakes. Not a big deal. Let's move on to the next question now, without much ado, and your time starts. So here, the question is giving you a scenario. The question says that farmers in a particular region were concerned that premature yellowing of leaves of a pulse crop might cause decrease in the yield. That's bad. Chlorosis is happening, right? What treatment could be the most beneficial to obtain maximum seed yield? You have to suggest them that let's do this, okay? If you want to prevent the mature yellowing, okay. So should you tell them that you must go for frequent irrigation, or you should treat the plant with cytokinins along with nitrogenous fertilizers? You should remove all the yellow leaves, kill them, okay, and then treat your field with 2,4,5-T? Or should you suggest them that please apply iron and magnesium to promote the synthesis of chlorophyll? What is the most sane suggestion that you could provide? Come on, you need to write the answers as well. The time is about to get over. Right. So time is up. And all the people who have given D as the right answer, congratulations. You're doing good. That's cool. Actually, this premature yellowing is something related to the deficiency of minerals. And none of the above options are going to be helpful until and unless you are enriching the soil. You need to enrich the soil. Now, why am I telling you to enrich the soil? Why do you think like that? Because plants are absorbing minerals from the soil, not from the air, right? So soil is the source of minerals for them. You need to make the soil rich in minerals. And if you do that, you're going to prevent the premature yellowing. And the problem is solved. All of us are happy for that matter. Okay, so D is the right answer. Well done. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Right. Here comes your next question. Time has started. Remember this question? You have seen this question somewhere? I know. Okay. Which aquatic fern performs nitrogen fixation? Wow. Here you have to recall many concepts. Aquatic fern. Yeah, we've done that in classification. That's pteridophytes. And it's doing nitrogen fixation. Something is coming back. I can see that. So it's Azolla, Nostoc, Salvia, Salvinia. You know this person. I'm like 100% more than 10% sure about this. Okay. So barf out the answers, everyone. All of you must be answering in the maximum numbers. Let me see how many of you have that photographic memory. Okay. Right. So time is about to get over. And then another question which I will ask you is why? What is the reason that this fern is performing nitrogen fixation? So be ready with your answer. Okay. Why does it do that? Why is it in love with so much of nitrogen fixation? What is the reason? The time is up, everyone. And the correct answer is Azolla. That's right. That's cool. But how could he do that? Because it lives symbiotically with somebody called. You know him? You know this person? Anabina Azoli? Do you? Don't you? Have you ever seen this guy ever in your books or somewhere? In your history of your reading books, right? Cyanobacterium it is. Okay, yes, it's a cyanobacterium and it's known for doing this process of nitrogen fixation. It is living with this person as Zola. Yeah, right, Shagun, very good. And that's why, Aradhita, it's not rhizobium here. Rhizobium is not with the asola, it is with somebody else. We will see shortly. Okay, that's with somebody else. Here you have this anabina uh, present with asola. Okay, so do not confuse in both of them. Do not confuse. Okay, one very easy question. Let's move on to the next question quickly. Right, your time has started. Okay, deficiency symptoms of nitrogen and potassium are visible first in. Now, to solve this question, you have to think what? Whether nitrogen and potassium are mobile or immobile, whether they have mobile or they have laptop. Okay, something like that. Is that related? God no. Okay, whether they can move within the plant body or whether they cannot move. They are lazy people. Okay, think like that. Time has begun. Okay, and birth out your answers in the maximum. Everyone must be answering right now. All of you should be answering. Okay. What happened, people? Lack of activity. If you do not know the answer, you can put up the wrong answer. It's not a judgment going on here. Okay. But at least, right. Come on. Then I'll explain the answer to you. Okay. I know that's a little bit conceptuality coming on here. So time is up, and the correct answers are senescent leaves. That's right. Why? Okay. Why? See, nitrogen and potassium, these are mobile nutrients. Okay, these are mobile mineral nutrients. They can move from the old part of the plant to the new part. And you should know that a new part always acts as sink. Okay, it is always hungry for everything. So whatever is there in the old has to go to the new, because old has to die after some time. It has to fall off. It will undergo senescence and it will fall off, right? So all the essential and the required thing must go on to the new part, right? And those mobile elements which can move, if they become deficient, you will find them, you will find the deficiency symptoms in the old part first, because they have already moved on to the new part. So the old part will show you the symptom first. The thing is reverse when you talk about the immobile people. Okay, the immobile nutrients will show their deficiency in the new part. Okay, immobile are going to show their deficiency in the new part because the new parts are not getting them. They're already not there in much quantity. And in the mobile elements, you will find the deficiency in the old parts. Always remember this. Okay, always remember this concept. If you've not understood, learn it, because you are definitely going to get this question, right? So senescent leaves will show you the symptoms of nitrogen and potassium deficiency, right? Early. Okay. Siam abscisic acid is a hormone, boy. And you know that hormones don't sit at one place. Hormones are known for moving. Yes, of course it is. All right. It's a movable thing over there, right? Okay. Next question, everyone. The time has started. An element playing important role in nitrogen fixation is somebody that you need to have if you want to fix nitrogen. If you have that, you can fix nitrogen. Is that so? Okay. Is it molybdenum? Is it copper? Is it manganese? Is it zinc? What do you think it is? Zinc. No, it's zinc, right? Which one is the correct answer? What do you think should be present along with an enzyme? So there is an enzyme which does this activity of nitrogen fixation. But with that enzyme, you need to have this guy present. You need to have this guy present with an enzyme so that enzyme can perform nitrogen fixation. Okay, this is one and the most easy question, let me tell you. So all of you should be giving the right answer, right? I don't exactly know the question you are talking about, Sayam. So I don't exactly know which question you are referring to. That's why I could not explain. Your time is up. And the correct answer is this. Molybdenum, right? It is present with the nitrogenase enzyme. It is a part of nitrogenase enzyme. Okay. Without it, the nitrogenase enzyme cannot have the structurality maintained. Okay. So that's cool. The molybdenum is the answer. Okay, yes, Aditya. The enzyme is nitrogenase and it requires the presence of molybdenum and ferrous at the same time. Okay, I will be talking about this enzyme after some time. Okay, don't worry. So let's move on to the next question, guys. Okay, next question. Time has started. Magnesium is required in. So such type of questions, expect them to come. That is why you need to know the role of each one of them present. Okay, do not take them like, okay, we'll do it sometimes later. You need to pay attention. But this is one and the most important function. It comes very often. This particular function, it comes when you talk about the process. This particular function come when you talk about the mineral nutrition. You get to see this function twice in your life. Okay, and it's a kickstarting function it is. Okay, so many hints I'm giving you. Plant cell formation, photolysis of water, killing water, chlorophyll synthesis, nucleic acid synthesis, mitosis, mitochondrial division, photolysis of water during photosynthesis. Right. Uh, Welcome back. I hope everything goes good. There's just some interruption. Apologies for the same. I just hope I'm visible to you now. Okay. And so I continue with the question. Okay. So I was telling you about this question, right? Okay. So manganese is something which is required for the photolysis of water. You have to split the water and take out the electrons from it so that chlorophyll doesn't die of electron hunger. Okay, so that chlorophyll doesn't die of electron hunger, you need to take out the electrons from water, and for that process you need to have manganese as well as chlorine. Okay, chlorine is another essentiality here, everyone. So keep this in mind, both of them, manganese and chlorine, they are both required for this particular process. I guess it makes some sense to you. Okay, I'll now move on to the next question. Fine. So here comes your next question. Your time has started. The question is asking that during biological nitrogen fixation, okay, inactivation of nitrogenase by oxygen poisoning is prevented by. So nitrogenase is a delicate darling. Okay, it cannot survive if oxygen is present, and if oxygen remains there, it doesn't function. There will be no nitrogen fixation. So what is the point of having whole rhizobium, symbiosis? All of that will be a failure. So you have to tell that hero. Okay, there's a hero in the story who comes and takes away the oxygen. Okay, it comes and takes away the oxygen, allowing the nitrogenase to perform the activity without any problem. So who is that person? Cytochrome it is, leg hemoglobin it is, xanthophyll it is, carotene it is, right? And understand this person has some sort of affinity with the nitrogen, not nitrogen, oxygen. So your time is up, and the correct answer is leg hemoglobin. Okay, you know that hemoglobin is the pigment that is known for binding with oxygen since ages. You know, hemoglobin goes around with oxygen like anything. Isn't true? Isn't it, guys? Why am I stammering? Okay, and because it is present in the legume plant, so we prefix the term leg. It's not coming out from your leg. Okay, that's legume type leg. So this is the person also known as a scavenger of oxygen in that regard. Okay, scavenger of oxygen because it takes away the oxygen from the nodules. Okay, one and the easy question. I guess you've understood the concept. Now, moving on to the next question. Time has started. Right. Nodules with nitrogen fixing bacteria are found in. Right. The question is asking you that there are so many types of plants. All of them are moving into the symbiotic relationship with rhizobium, right? Rhizobium, you should know that, is a soil bacterium, and it is responsible for fixing nitrogen. It comes into symbiotic association with a type of plants belonging to a particular family, giving you different types of food. They're known for uh, giving the poor man's meat. They're so rich in protein. Okay, so much of hints I've given you. People call them as poor man's meat. They're rich in protein because of that reason. And it lives into symbiotic association with that plant and fixes nitrogen for them. So, who are the plants I'm talking about here? Right. So, many people are answering it correctly. Okay. And there are just few more seconds to go. Let me have everybody putting out the answers. The time is up, and the correct answer is gram. So, as Rebecca has told, exactly, that's Leguminosae, also referred to as Fabaceae. Okay. And gram belongs to this family, this legume family it is. Okay. Cotton, mustard, wheat are not those people. So, this was one and easy question. The only thing that you required was to know about the examples. You were required to know about the plants belonging to this particular family. Okay, that is the only thing. Now, coming on to the last question of the session. Okay, time has started. The enzyme responsible for the reduction of molecular nitrogen to the level of ammonia in the leguminous root nodules. Who's that enzyme? We've already talked about this enzyme. We've already talked about molybdenum it needs. We've talked about leg hemoglobin it needs. So, who is this person we are referring to every now and then? Who will be performing the nitrogen fixation in the root nodules? Can you suggest? Can you think of any sane answer? Every answer is sane. It must be correct. That's the only requirement. Okay, come on, guys. The time is about to get over. Put it up. Put out your thoughts. Right. So, nitrogenase, nitrate reductase, aminase, nitrite reductase, and aminase. What do you think? Okay. So, the correct answer is nitrogenase. We've been talking about this person lately quite a lot. It is a complex protein. Okay. And it has two units. It has two moiety, I should say. Okay. One is molybdenum and iron. So two molecules of molybdenum, atoms of molybdenum, and around 28 of iron are there. Apart from that, there are so many iron surrounding this particular thing and forms a nitrogen. It's required for fixing the molecular nitrogen, okay, in the leguminous root nodules. Right. So with this, we have finished our session. We have finished the questions, right? Okay. The time is for me to announce those people who have gotten first, second, and third rank. Right. Now, guys, understand one thing, that In this question, there are a lot of things that you need to memorize. Okay. And that becomes a difficult task. So, what I suggest is while you are memorizing, it doesn't happen that those things are present only in the mineral nutrition chapter. You'll find them in photosynthesis, you'll find them in respiration, you'll find them in growth, development, everywhere. They keep on repeating. So make sure that every time you are studying other topics and wherever minerals are getting mentioned, you start it down there. Okay, because that is going to fix up your task, that is going to save your time. You will not have to invest your time separately to the mineral nutrition. At the same time, you will learn the mineral nutrition as well. Okay, so keep in mind uh, the minerals that are required. Okay, and apart from ncrt, you do not have to do much of labor. Okay, ncrt is housing lots of information about these things. So learn it, learn that chapter, read that chapter, try to solve more and more of questions. And let's get started with the announcement, right? So I will come live again, of course, Sayam. Okay, so you will have to have Sayam for that. Bad joke. So please subscribe to the channel, you'll get the notification. So, guys, brace yourself. The first rank is occupied by Gurpreet and Paras. Congratulations. Both of you have got 8 marks, right? Second rank is occupied by Aditya, Shagun, and Shahroz. Congo, you've gotten 7 marks out of 10. And third rank is by Kumar, Nikki, and Sanyam. So you have gotten 5 marks. Right. So now you know where you have to study, where are the weak points in this particular chapter. Okay. All right. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining the session, being participative. I take your leave now with lots of best wishes to your studies. I wish you very happy learning. Right. We'll meet again in another session with more fun questions. Till then, all of you be in good shape, be in good health, keep studying. Bye bye. Take care.